Okay, it's 8 p.m. European time, 7 p.m. Gambian time. Um, Good evening and welcome to yet another scintillating edition of the Fan Zone. I am your host, B.S. Kamaran, of course, with my brother, Mamadou Gajaga. And today, we have Mr. Jaju. Mr. Jaju is the Vice President of Galaxy and then the President of Gambia Sport Journalists Association. Mr. Jaju, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamara. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's good to see my brother also, Gaja. It's definitely a pleasure to be with you guys here.
Okay, so because of our audience, we like to have the program on our local languages and whichever one you are comfortable with, maybe Maninka, Wolof, whichever one you are comfortable with. Yeah. So, and if you are comfortable with English too, we can, continue there. Yeah. So, can you please introduce yourself to our, viewers on Facebook, YouTube, and the people listening on Vibes FM 106.1?
Yeah, thank you once again, Mr. Kamara, and good evening. My name is Omar Jaju. I am the second vice president of the club, BST Galaxy Football Club, and the president of the Gambia Sports Journalists Association. A sports journalist, football illustrator. The same time, and Gambian Muslim, born and raised in a very bustling area called Talinding. That's where I was born and raised. Attended Talinding junior. I started my schooling in Talinding Nafan Nursery School to Talinding Lower Basic. Up to grade 9, it was all Talinding. Then proceeded to St. Augustine's, where I graduated. Together with Fali Fadera. So he was my classmate. It's always good to connect with him. So basically, I think that's me. It's difficult to introduce myself sometimes, but I hope this gives an idea who Omar is.
Okay, so. Can you take us through BST Galaxy? Can acquire team B? Lan mo len motivate? Lan mo nekon sen first intention? What were your short-term plans? Bolen ko don gender long-term plans, and if you guys have met your short-term plans or short-term goals, and what are your long-term goals as well as a club?
Once again, Mr. Bass. BST Galaxy is a brainchild of Ghana national footballer, Abubakar Traoré. Many know him as T. In 2020, BI came through also a very good brother of mine, BI, who first many know him having a team because BI was advising. And BI is one of my best friends. And we spoke about investing back as a brother to Traoré. And then when BI spoke to me about his idea, why not? I think as an international footballer, we want us in back home, but also creating platforms for young talents for us to have more Steves and more stars coming from the Gambia. And I think Steve did not hesitate to this idea and then jumped to it. Fortunately, there was it was oil, Diba oil, and then it was on. Contacts were made, and then I remember it was tough because the first day we spoke with the guy from Team B was $1 million. Then Uber Yone Halibi, and then Bumde Ifrek Mu York at 1.1, And then as time 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, so it was a bit difficult at some point, so ago, I remember then we had to prepare a team to travel all the way to Jarasomo, but just to cut long story short, that's how we came to being as BST Galaxy. So yara def nak yara dimbale ñu am team B, and then we reached an agreement with owner, and then we changed the name to BST Galaxy in 2022. That's how we came. So the objective was not to compete for the league, because ñu ngi commencé woon ci division B. Primary wasn't even to qualify second division. It was come, prepare talents and then get them out of the country. That's the first phase of the project. Because right now a 3-year plan. By hook or we had to come together and share ideas on so that we develop strategic 3-year plan and team then called. For the first year, we had a target of staying in the league, but also getting maximum 3 to 4 players. And I think if we because not only getting for the first year in the second division, we got promoted automatically to the first division, but we were able to also get players out here competing in the second division, going to the division. So 3-year plan la. First year B, second year, at least Destiny League B on a very respectable position, and which we were also able to do thanks to the coaching staff. So now we are running into the third year of project. Third year project B, to compete for, and then I know we are even discussing about that because competing for the league in Gambia, it's very, very important. But along the way, Tamit, it should not sway away send agenda or send ambition be as a club. So we are discussing about this. Are we sticking to the 3-year plan realistically of winning the league, or along the way we also developing the players for? So we are in the third year for this.
Okay, Mr. President, selain bang don't break na kamanda. You are using earpiece or?
No.
Yung la dega wara don't them on and off. Okay, so yan as a club, lan mo neka sen scouting philosophy bi. It's either whether you are in for player you xamantene den establish league bi pare, or you are into more of this community talent. Lan mo neka sen philosophy based on scouting bi pour sen team bi.
Okay, so I hope I am audible this time around. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, not established players per se. New swing philosophy. I think if you read the document that I sent you explaining exactly who we are as a club, more get potential players. They are up for good. More players in the they are coachable. Players in the not necessarily established players. Guy did it. Why players in the they're young, and then you can see great potentials in them, and then we bring them on board, try to develop them. They are going to be working on the conducive environment, and then prepare them in all facets. I mean, psychologically, and physically, technically, especially for the market. So there's an age bracket. We always have to consider that. Moi hale nga digante 16, Dembe 17, mostly xale yi lañ dee topp waaye nag because of the Gambian League dafa competitive and it's a very tough. You need to be strategic in the way you do your selections, getting into the because in foog nga blend tamit xale yi ak experienced players, you know. But dafa am xale yi nga xamante ne mostly no matter what at bu jot dañoo make sure ne at Galaxy we get at least 3 or 2 players out, you know. So loolu noonu thanks to our recruitment team, and then they are very very good policy being set aside, you know, pour players yi nga xam ne, you know, the age is there, the talent is there, but then the game intelligence is there. I always take Jibril Sose as an example. You know, that kid. You know, I remember Kokunon, his game intelligence, IQ, just you know right now struggling to get a Jibril so in you know. So basically, lolu moy ñun su recruitment policy bi.
Okay, so yaa ngi explain ne team bi da ngeen ko jëndoon Jara Soma. What was your first impression boo leen jëndoon team bi? Is it pour ngeen def overhaul change team bi yëpp, or let's say fullback bi is area is weak, or suñu attacking end bi lañ war a change, or midfield end bi? How was this transition done? Ndax da ngeen maintain the same team boo leen jëlee Jara Soma, maintain loolu noonu for the subsequent league season?
Jëlee team bi the transitioning was quite interesting because we needed a bit of continuity, and then dañ soxla woon ñi nga xamante ne ni ñu ngi woon si système bi pour ñu dimbale ñu, you know, to pick from where it was to where we want to go. Diba Oil, we all know it was a very very good team, and then du ñaaka am na place bëri nga xamante ne ni ñun we needed them, and notably si players yooyu noonu mooy Mohamed Haidara Rakitic. I think many people know him si tur boobu noonu moom bokkoon na si team bi dañ ko and then their captain Adio Jaite, we maintained him. He's a defender. I think he's the second vice captain now in the team. And then Sana moom tamit foofu la nekkoon, is a left back. Moom tamit, in fact, he's now a professional footballer. We maintained him. And then Matar Jeng. There are a few names in Hamantene, at least 5-6 players. We try to maintain them. But also when it comes to the tactical line, see Nunge play. Man, I was a big fan of the way they played. Play like on top. So in that line, you make sure you maintain send coach me, you know, Malang Yafa, and then we made him an assistant coach. Pour mu dimbale liggéey ak coach bu es buñ amon di Amat Cham at the time, you know, su ko defee mom amna, you know, this is a change of name in the, but we also came with players yi nga xamantene ni we got them from academies, we also got few from other clubs, you know. So then make sure that you maintain few players Iba Owel ñi nga xamantene most of them if not all of them sax standing professional now, Lamin Sarr, Sana Job, Mohamed Haidara and others, they've all gone, but also maintain their head coach and made him an assistant eventually, who is now the head coach of the club.
Okay. Once again, this is the fan zone. Mr. Kajaga, what's your
man fu may ñëw rek mooy BST Galaxy buñ ko formé as man interview on the CEO, the proprietor of the team, Steve Trawane, wax na ma the same vision bu Umar doon explain ni man fu may ñëw rek mooy balancing play si league bi, stay si league bi, get promoted even to the first division, which you even achieved. Then léegi you are in the third year, bugga ngeen pour win league bi. But again, philosophy bi mooy defar ay players. So leen defaree ba pare jaay leen. So, you know, balancing that with having the core of the team pour ñu mën a sustain seen bopp si league bi. Imagine yaa ngi am 6 very good players ñi nga xam ne they are all starters in your team nga jaay leen ñoom ñëpp, either defender la wala midfielder la or striker la, then eventually yaa ngi compete si league bi tamit bugguloo nga relegate bugguloo nga am tolof si league bi daal naka ngeen dee balancer loolu tamit.
Well, loolu interesting question, very important. And loolu sax mu ngi ñu affect right now because soo xoolee last season our top performers all of them have gone. Our top striker Ibrahima Gueye, he's out. Musa Njai, one of our best players, Mom Tamit, he is on the van. In fact, he is not registered for this season. You know, he was one of our best players, if not our best players. And then by Purutontula Tilulu, you know, we have a very good recruitment plan because you know, any player we know, then you make sure we have a succession. When Jibril Sosa left, you know, it was a bit difficult, even though we had a second, you know, player to shoot in his place. Why player it was difficult, you know, to have you know, a Jibril Sosa in him. But to return to the question, there is always a recruitment policy is in place for player development, and then players in Hamantene. Because obviously, you know, they have season many player ballet, they have a chance of moving. You know, so there is always this plan being Hamantene is always there. Kisu movie, and then he needs to step in. Right now, we have young kids in Hamantene already. They are ready to step in. You know, very very young players. I think even a few days ago, I was talking to the team manager yesterday about the selection dilemma. In terms of players in Hamantene, they are young players. We not fit in to the system, you know. So then they always buy hell because Gambian league be tough. You know, sometimes you want to develop players for the market, and then sometimes not only competing for the league, but dangabuga des league be. For example, there are teams like very fit team. You know, teams like Brick like Bombara, they are physically uh, physical challenges. You know, so when you face them, if I'm getting players in Hamantene, physically they are not up to par. You know, so you need to blend it with players in Hamantene physically nyom there, and then we did that. Also, always in Ghana, you know, Palu Sayo Pajo, you know, to others, they are all physically challenged. So then you make sure in the team, you know, players in Hamantene. Even though all the players are equal, because Ken Hamul follow locked in way for all the players to sign in professional, why we are always concerned and very conscious of the age bracket, you know, so then you balance the league and then for development of the players. But the key priority more develop players and not competing, you know, all out to say this year more, you know, no matter what we are going in for the league. Sisin bi nak ñu ko ñu ngi xool how best we can finally say yes, BST is going for what is not confirmed yet.
ñu ñëw si wàllum koom-koom ñëpp xam nañ ne football dafa cher dépenser football ligi Gambia bi am na teams yi nga xam ne maybe mun naa am ay few companies ñoo leen amee or di leen dimbale yéen as individuals coming together with this brain with this philosophy of getting a team, you know, developing players, and also, you know, some of them, if they're extremely good, you sell them to other clubs, especially at the professional level. That is one way of recouping some of your expenses. But again, the sustainability aspect of it must be a very, very tough challenge. How are you dealing with that?
Wow, so whole BST Galaxy, borom team bi moo am xaalis waaye team bi amul xaalis. And then in the first phase, you know, Second one we agreed as a management to say, look, Steve Mo Amhalis, why BST That was in the second phase of the project. So what do we do as a management to make sure that BST the self is a sustainable club being and even without Steve, the team can survive. So Lolu London and that is why we did everything possible to make sure that players go out. And then with the help of agents, notably he has been quite instrumental in making sure that we stick to the project. And at mujot am nañ ay players yi nga xamantene ni they have to go out lolu pour dimbale team bi mu dox without boba dugal si copper. Gambian football people could not understand why dafa jafe. It's financially thing a club in Gambia because am na clubs yi nga xamantene ni tay even off season you have to pay your players and including BST. We do that. So amute for your training, for example, the goal project, you have to pay $2,000 per every day session being farm. So imagine you buñ commencé as BST ba léegi how many like to train, and then you have to give fares every day around $4,000 while connecting fares because even though you have a boss, why players watches don't drop every player at your gate or doorstep. So in Fangajor and connecting fares each player. So for example, every day Yang spend around $6,000. That is excluding fuel before boss be. So you need funding for it. So more than last season we had this partnership with Gach Global, and then he loved the project. I think he also loved the owner of the club. So he was able to come in. Then I want to use the opportunity to thank him for trusting BST. And Lolu is the line. Agreed that even though Boba is still pumping in money where it is necessary, pour ñu gis ne team bi dox na nu mu war a doxee, we are still working hard to have more partners for this club. And even last week, we held several meetings with some of these partners to see to it that how they can come in for this season to get a new partner, and it can be a win-win situation for both PST and new. So, liggéey bi mooy make PST taxawal na boppam, and then foog nañ ne BST liggéey na xamante ne ni tey su approché any company for partnership dina mun a convince company boobu noonu pour ñu ñëw on board ñu liggéey, because at the end of the day it's the country, it's a platform where young people gonna listen board and develop to help their country and their families.
Okay, Mr. President, I just want to chip in there because in terms of finance, suñ xoolee Gambia League clubs yi nga xam ne financial wise is very very crucial. Like let's say for example Gambia Ports Authority bu ko Ports Management doon sponsor naka la ñu gaay doon performer si league bi ak léegi is quite different. Look at Gamtel. Bala Gamtel the agas this financial issue, the team was super good. In fact, always they are in the top 3, top 4, top 5. Why moo tam si beginning the programme bi maa ngi doon laajte seen short term goals, seen long term goals, because even soo xoolee si biggest leagues like Premier League, let's say for example Brighton ñoom dañ jël seen bopp as a selling club to make sure that financial stability mu fa, that going concern mu fa, understand nga. Ay Crystal Palace yëpp am na team yoo xamante ne dañoo xam ne ok ñun we are financially stable, we can fight for the league. So yéen just for after 3 years, let's say min ngeen seen short term goals yi, now you are looking at doing 2 things at the same time under 3 years. You are fighting for the league and you also want to be a selling club too. Will that not affect BST Galaxy in the long run? su fekkee ne let's say da ngeen jël focus bi teg ko si league bi let's say for example ndax day amul time bu mun a ñëw nit mun a ñëw si mid season bi seen best players seen best performing player ñu bugg a koo sign because if you want to fight for the league mid season, so you don't sell your best player in the mid season. Understand? Let's say around so league bi mu dese 10 games or 7 games yaa ngi top of the league benn team jógee let's say Europe or anywhere bugg a sign seen best player of the season. Will you guys sell that player? And will it make any finance? Oh, I think we've lost. Okay.
I think he's back. Yeah.
So, Mr. President, I hope you get the question. Ne gundi la dega de. Amu ga jaga mu la dega xawma.
No, déguma ko. Kona dafa freeze. ñoo dégguñ la de ala yomar bu génn mu dugaat bés
Mr. President mu nga génn nga dugaat
waaw su fekkee dégguloo ñu nga génn nga dugaat su fekkee yaa ngi ñuy dégg da ngay génn nga dugaat ñun will continue the discussion defal loolu su fekkee yaa ngi ñuy dégg bes loolu wax noonu loolu dafa am solo trop football moom sustainability dafa am solo trop because as a team kenn bëggul nga commencé di operate léegi nii and then after a few times few years down the line financial issues moo jot sa team bi looloo tax mënuloo sustain sa bopp team bi dafa daanoo kii noonu kenn bëggul a dégg lu mel noonu loolu will be very very sad so that sustainability aspect of it moom in as much as ne bugga nga pour win league bi or try pour maintain sa bopp as a club that is viable pour nga win ay accolades either league bi la wala FA Cup bi la wala yeneen competition nga bugga win but léegi pour sustain sa bopp comme suma match yi moom de suma amee suma best player maa ngi fight for the league title it is hugely important but financially tamit suma xoolee si beneen boor bi best player bi mun naa ko jaay de base
no that's the thing because loolu laa bëgg mu answer te I think it will very very important ñu déglu ñoom seen side as a club because
exactly.
It does not make any financial sense nga nekk club boo xam ne you are under 3 years and then you want to prioritize the league over selling a player so because in a nutshell how much will you earn so win a league bi ak ñaata nga gain because mu nga bina selling clause si biir contract bi let's say in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, player be some contract. BST as a Galaxy as a club, you will have 10% shares, 15% shares on sales. So it all makes those kind of financial deals. Why am I really buying no because they are financially stable.
Okay. ñoom dañ am doole boobu noonu ñoom pour ñu sustain seen boppa ñoom mën nañoo def loolu noonu fight for the title at the same time maintain seen position ci league bi te mën a jaay ay players tamit so dinañ am solo trop pour ñu amaat Omar den mu tontu loolu noonu but for the meantime foog naa daal exemple boo joxe noonu Brighton ñëpp xam na daal dafa mel ni comme recruit nga time ñoom minte nga sa ñoom Baleba Moses Caicedo xam ne dañ fa nekkoon nga dem jaay leen maybe sign leen for 20 million 30 million nga jaay leen over 100 million so of course very good business for the club.
Yeah, and I think some especially clubs like Steve Biko for now tendency strategy now they are no longer fighting for the league. They've now turned to a selling club. So whole Steve Biko together with Real Bany for now BST recently bokk si player yoo xamante ne ñoo de gën a nekk di jaay players outside. So if you check clubs like Gamtel ak Hawks Gamtel foogoon naa loolu affect na leen bu baax ak Ports because I don't know how true is it because I was not that much involved in Gambian football. Why I understand before if you want to buy a player from Walidan or Ports, then there's like so much. I think Mustafa Jaju had that kind of scenario, and he had to leave them and go to another club. So all those things counts. It will come in it will affect you in the long run. But finance is key in football. Is everything. So that's why you need to have good financial structure. You need to have good financial plan, so that the going concern can be there. Gambia is not that. Okay, Omar is back.
Yes, I am back. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes.
I'm on I call, so I was looking at settings. Do not disturb you. What I would you type to team, but it's good to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hope big a quick Sunday.
Okay, no. Balang repeat once again.
Wow, Luma don't explain more. If you check 5-10 years ago,
Yep.
Gamtel, for example, and Ports dominate in Gambian League. Even though perhaps even Walidan.
Yep.
Why one of the things that affected them was finance. Because Ports was basically being supported by Gambia Ports Authority Management, likewise Gamtel. Why we had this recent government Ports then some back step. Gamtel the same thing. I'm financial crisis. So you as a club, so let me under 3 years, then focus both on the league and as a selling club too. Would that not affect you as a club?
Wow, Dolu is a very good question. Mota Monelane, even right now, sir, because I'm going to see first year B, swing 3 year project B, or a plan B, then go on it, swing third year B, then you Gemali League B. Where at this point in time, it's not something that we are, because every season, then the season target.
Yeah.
And we don't want to this, but there are new because the league be Sokoi Gemale, there are a lot of things that comes along with it. There are sort of motivational packages in Hamantini for players, and then every match day you have to put up thing have to go to the player or even the staff. The players, come most of the times, then tell a wholesome tech call. Okay, for 5 games, so this is what you get. But man, I think we are going to focus more on developing and getting these players out than winning the league for now. Nanko Wahtede, winning the Gambian league, it's not to be honest. It's good to be champ, but it's not something that warna yo muna dawlo be down, so we prefer staying in the league, but we don't compromise that, not going back, but continue to develop players and then getting them more funds to source the club. Yeah.
So let me put you on this spot. Now, let's say next season, Yanangi on top of the league, yeah, for example, and then 9 games to go. Let's say Yanangi league table with 4 points. So a team from Europe comes because they are 2 key players. What will you do as a club?
Give them out to go.
Well,
that's
a good financial decision. Low line now. So we were trying to hear your own side of the, because that would be, I will not say financial, why it would not make any financial sense when you have the opportunity of selling players than to compete for the league. And by the way, not only they just win the league in Gambia.
Then 1 million. The 1 million bobu sa baranga ko jot. Mo mam na si dara.
Then man suma ame team Gambia. I will always be a selling club. I don't even want to win the league. I always want to be a selling club. But,
Then
so
I want
okay,
you.
let's move on. Mr. President, has there been any point dengan Musa am ben point bo xamantene both you Steve ak biya ngeen talk, you know, ngeen wow, this is the reason lu tax ñu invest ci team bi, you know, suñu return on investment bi even su nekku right now why in a short period of time dinañ ko mëna am. Is there any period of time boo xamante ne yéen ngeen toog ngeen kontaan how the club is moving and su fekkee ne loolu am na at what point lan am si diggante 3 years bi.
Wow. So Steve is the investor, not me or BI. Steve, mom, he's the investor. BI is an agent. Boo xamante ne nii dafa hold player BST ne okay Musa Njie, I think I can get him out and then I will work with the club génne ko even though you know I'm not relationship man ak mom ak Buba or Steve, but the first year project bi ñun ci lañ wax ne sax ñun I think we overachieved because things happened so and loolu noonu it did not surprise many of us because the amount of energy being put into what we were doing was amazing. Because so ñëwee ci admin side we made sure that we got it right at the recruitment and the talent identification area we got not the perfect but at least talent yi nga xamante ne they are coachable and they are easy to deal with. So foofu noonu lañ commencé di dal waaye pour gàttal rek soo xoolee bu Buba jëndee club bi ba léegi second year bi am na si loo xamante ne nii jëndoon na ko si club bi in fact lu mu invest si club bi you know I can say with these transfers moom score na ko and it is not decision bi nga xamante ne nii at any point in time toog na mu regret on xanaa mu toog and ask what exactly should we do different, because every 8 months 6 months he wants us to do something different. He wants us to update from where we were to the next level. So loolu mooy direction bi waaye nekku pour toog ne pour wax ne okay I don't think I should have invested into this or no. Sometimes challenges do happen, you know, but we all have to come together to make sure we stick to one another. I remember there was a season before last, things were so tough. We nearly got relegated, you know. At some point, it was so difficult, so difficult, you know. But one thing about BST Moy, during those moments, Kuneka, Moy Kojisi, even players, they organize themselves, sit and talk about how things are and motivate themselves. So much more ñun ñi nga xamantene ni ñun we know how the Gambian League is sometimes. So it has always been a motivation. Every challenge along the way, definitely gonna motivate. But ñun we managed expectations. One thing I always advise, especially mom Buba, that we are 3 years old, just 3 years old, and then bari na ay nga xamantene ni fekk nañ leen ci Gambian League bi waaye duut suñ jàmbaar duut ñun we are the best or whatever waaye yàlla moo suturaal ba what we are able to achieve in 3 years am na ñu bari they did not in 5, 6, 10, 20 years as a club. So loolu noonu which means ne ñun along the way we have targets but then we also have to manage our expectations. You know, anything li nga xamantene ni am nañ ko rek we have to see ne it comes along the way. For example, joxe nga benn example tey you know suñ demee ba si kaw ne okay BST can even win the league. It comes on our way, we will take it, but duñ jóg ne season bii nii by hook or hack we are going in the summit or we are going into to win the championship. Lulu is going to defeat the purpose of this project. Mota at this start phase, we are looking at it. And then, in fact, sometimes I get with the coaches. Coaches, they want to win all the time. Sometimes I just say, Malang, calm down. Don't forget about the project. It's not about the league, but we have to help these kids, develop for what we all signed in for, and that is to get them away, for them to play professional football.
Okay, but my last question, Bala Gajaga Dinyo, that's my everything happened so quick from third division, second division, fourth division, Luma Buga Ham Steve, yes, Monica, the investor or whatever, club. Why Steve Monica ground, we understand that. Mom still has his career and all those things. You are part and parcel of the team still now. So when it comes to, let's say, start that season, let's say all of a sudden you are on top. How do you guys manage that distraction? Come distraction, not everybody over the moon. Then what amli. So come like you do everything at its own. Like come Leicester, Bundon, Jelle League. I'm you have them every other in country. Let's say all of a citizen at the Muneka send at do you guys have that kind of people within your management? Now I can look. Don't get panic. We don't have. I'm on pressure. Let's go one game at a time.
Well, you jël pressure nag maa si ñoom diin ñoom game am pressure but they want to win and then I mean winning is good but I think it's good that we always have these meetings, irrespective of the score line. Even if we win 2-3, 4-0, there is always game reviewing and dimbale, because we make sure we also invest in media. So all our games then could they film. So after every game, video clips are provided to the technicians. So if they will go through it with the players, even if you beat a team 5-0, you win with a whatever margin, there is 1, 2, 3 things in to improve on. There are always chances in even if it is 2, or it could have been 4 or 5. So that is where the benchmark is. That is where the mindset is. Why come pressure mom man inside the pressure. If I'm in team they cannot beat BST. They cannot.
Give examples. Give examples.
If teams it should not be. I'm gonna okay. Walidan beats BST. You understand? Real de Banjul beats BST. You can understand. But the family and teams you cannot. It's unacceptable. You should not allow that to happen. Even though it is football, but it should not happen. So then you make sure you on lolu nonu. Sometimes things but along the way that makes us a team, and then we always discuss and talk about things and how to fix them as soon as possible. And then we have a very professional technical staff, and they listen, even though as a manager we don't interfere with what they do, because we don't want to do that, but we can always give you advices on areas that we think if you do 1, 2, 3 things, you can definitely help the club. Just to say player sangam, player nangam, for a play, we can give you a heads up because we have in football, and then we can always talk to the technicians. And then we have a coach, and he listens. When I like him so much, he listens, and then he always takes advice. So Lolu makes BST that one amazing family.
Okay, Gajaga.
No, fu mu nekk nii moom Alaaji Del daf ñu join so moom tamit wàllam si discussion bi xam naa ne moom léegi la ñëw but yàgg nañ di waxtaane affaire yi BST Omar Jaaju. So del budum ifanam bunya biji.
Thank you so much. Guys, I have to apologize again for joining late. You know, see Park Milan when I was struggling also to connect. But I don't know if it's fine. Man lu ma bëggoon a laajte Omar mooy dama bëgg a focus ci affaire branding and visibility as well because BSC when they came into the fray, we have seen so many transformations when it comes to visibility, when they branding. Of course, their matches, how they promote their games, and also how they do their media thing. You know, what is the rationale behind that? Learn more inspire guy as a professional club.
Wow, jërëjëf Alaaji Del naka woon Serekunda East loolu is very important because we believed, knowing me as someone who am a background in media and communication, I value branding so much, you know. So whole then I'm a team. Docha is even though he is a real Banjul fan, he has been with us since the beginning of the project. So mom lang contract for the videos pour muy film games every day because if I'm BST fans nga xamanteni they are outside and then they are always choosing bopay when there are games. And then we don't have a channel in Gambia that shows live games, even though I think there's this FIFA whatever thing that has been happening, FIFA Plus, with the federation. So we believe in making sure that someone can be in China, in America, and then watch games, not live, but then watch games. But also, as a marketing team, you know, agents don't also have the chance and time all the time to come down to Gambia to be visiting or watching our games live. So they are always going to our YouTube. So we make sure we provide these videos to them. So got at their comfort zones, they can be watching games. So Lolo has been working for us because nobody, most of the players in them, you know, these scouts and agents, they've watched them on our YouTube channel. So we also have this partnership with Eyeball. I don't know whether you know about them. So Eyeball is a video analysis, you know, company or institution. So we have this partnership with them. So they analyze statistics of a player. For example, Musa Njai, you know, you just have to get your video and send it to them or upload it in a system whereby ñoom dinañ xam exactly ñaata passes la def, ñaata goals la score. So it gives that statistics for the individual player. Being a xamantene the scouts can just go there and then see, okay, passes in B, Omar Jaju, run B la def, passes la def, goals la score, and then, you know, you don't have to even go for maybe to ask for the highlights of the player. So anyway, if you graphics, because it's also very important, we contracted ENC ESA, very amazing brother. More ñu dee defal suñ graphic mooy design si poster si, you know, even few days ago amoon naa moom ak waxtaan, you know, to see, because mom tamit always he wants to upgrade every season, and then he was explaining or sending me some samples in the we can always look at them moving forward, you know. So pictures tamit, you know, we started with Balde before she joined Fortune and Say. You know, interestingly, Nakalaga University team be some way because they are young people, and then I know Seh Jame, you know. So as a team, we wanted to empower them, you know. So Neil and Jill as a media team, pour ñu again vessel what we do as a club, but also, you know, interaction bi suñ digante ak suñ fancy mu gëna rata, you know. So club bi su amé jëm rek, which is branding, it is easier to market and to sell. And I think looking at BSA attract more fans and followers is because of how we were able to stand and then establishing Bopa as that not well branded but kind of branded club. We don't promote mediocrity. Every stuff that comes out from our club, we make sure that it is a professional thing and it is clean and then liked by many people. So branding communication is something new management will gel very, very seriously, and we are investing a lot of money. See Lolo, because all a videographer with Deutsche and then ENC, and then the young crew usual match their pictures a game updates in. So this is a lot of money. Bo hamantene you invest in media and so because it is very, very important.
So I know this is a very, very important thing. Other clubs, they have one or two people who have the job, but why do you guys think that you need to bring in a team, not only one person who is going to do, but different person with different expertise and skills to make that brand so unique, with the investment involved?
Well, because we believe in kuneka dafa finger eye where your expertise lies. Docha, we know he's a professional videographer, and then we think but understand the sports. We think he can help. So even though I'm not a small large on tape, I'm gonna have graphics like you. I'm not but then ENC Tamit, he's a professional. Many people don't know he do graphic designing, but he is top notch. So mom, in fact, BI recommended him to us, and then we don't regret dealing with him. So bugun overload Kena Mukodef, we feel like we can delegate responsibilities, but not only that, you engage ñi nga xamantene ni lolu moy sen liggéey, instead of Kena muy multitask si nga xamantene ni xejna do effective and do xew noko bëgg. I know it's difficult on the side of the club, but these are things in a we can't underestimate, because in one way or the other that they push to the club. There are off activities in a club so we rely on these professionals to make sure that all those activities are captured in a very professional way. And anam being the fans summit didn't get a value club. We don't want to do things that are so much of a mediocre style. We want things to be standard, and then the objective is to raise the bar to another level. I know a few things that we started doing when we came. I'm not club si bari yi nga xamantene ni def nañ ko, and lolu moy develop Gambian football, because when teams start competing amongst themselves in a very positive manner, because I don't believe in this negative whatever competition that doesn't help at all. But when people compete silly, and then definitely Kenenki, wow, okay, Pellenin United definitely, which is good, and then we have to do even better. Lulu Dafa raise the bar, and then is going to move our game forward. At the end of the day, it's something that all of us should be proud of. So we in fact we are set to develop better communication strategy. Even today, I was talking to our team manager, and last night I was talking to Docha about something that we plan to do for the new season. And then when I proposed the idea to him, he jumped to it. And then by next week we are going to start that. It's been a thing Labonyo Def for the new season, and then I hope that it is going to also bring fans closer to the club, and then along the way new generation message before the new season. So these are new innovations in terms of branding and communication. We are always doing them.
Just to add something to the branding thing, branding BSTV mota ngeen jël suñ fan Brikama United mooy Ismaila Fadera moom bu mu gisee BST commencé di brand rek mu ne non moom move na moom BST fan la léegi Ismaila United League.
Ismaila is a fan, you know.
Yeah,
More
big fan.
a dead fan.
Yeah, I think branding is very important because even so, whole the best leagues like my team City, each of them send media team. Understand? And that helps the team a lot. Why you a team, everything is in the dark. Can do the dara. I'm not in a club. I'm not soon sign soon send players soon them trials. Can do the
Yeah.
Malanga sell player them sign contract. Can do so. It's very so teams have a visibility. If you have branding, let's say for example, team wara for example la balaga team wara sign BST wala Brikama United. Much like I would rather go to BST than sign in for Brikama United. Even though Brikama United is a bigger club or whatever. Why I'm not one now visibility for Funol because at the end of every game, small video on YouTube, you know, there are more chances than man the Magina, them sign outside. Understand?
Sa example di Brikama United nga wala kaya ka mo smile de.
Yeah. Why so, Mr. President, what makes BST Galaxy different from other club? Luta, yen lang yen am so special mo xamantene Gajaga, so Gajaga for example as a player will choose BST Galaxy over Yale Banjul or BST Galaxy over Steve Biko. What is that special thing about your club Bohamantane, you know, is juicy?
Wow, man si man nag bari na, but I will mention few. Starting on the pitch, because we created that identity. Say no matter what, this is the way we should play as a club. For example, tay goalkeeper, ball. No matter how tight the situation is, place the ball to your feet and then start the play from the post. No matter how confused you are, you have to start the play on the ground. So don't shoot, don't kick our ball. You know. So we decided to build that, and then you create that style of play. People will love it, and Gambians will love it. So Teji, so like the first fan, why do you support BST Flower the way they play? No matter how you beat us, 5, 6, the CEO will tell you, go and take goals, but don't make sure they take your possession. Drive the ball, play the ball very well, let them score if they want to score, but make sure you play football, real football. So Lolu Bokana, see when you're gonna differentiate, see other clubs in. Benen be more about this visibility and branding, you know, because we always want to connect with our fans genuinely with our fans, and to know exactly what they think of the club. But swing Kojisi, we always create that communication between the coaches and the players, because Teji, a chain of command. I know it happens to some clubs, but let me tell you, there are a few things in Hamantene. It has been working so well for us. I always tell them, title man, I don't believe in. President, second vice, people who know me know them man, I don't. Lulu, those are just protocol terms. A player comes from home. I'm the player, but you know how Africa or even Gambia is. Some of us, and then we have to go for training. We are stressed from home. So, what a player, what a BSD, because when you come, coaches are made to believe and understand that you need to understand your players. A player who comes, frown his face, get whatever attitude that you call it, make sure you understand what the problem is. And I think Lola has been working, because our coach will even go to your house. For example, Modulamin Fofana, I think he's one of the best players, wingers in the league. We got him from Armed Forces, one of the most expensive players we had. I think we bought it around 50,000 from Armed Forces last season. But Nobi, dafa dëgër boppa, and you know he is very good, but he is not that serious player. Do they just think seriously? We engaged the coach about it, and then you know what he did? He went to the mom and sat with the mom. In fact, the boy was not there. The boy with them training, bala mo ñoo mom mu dem jige ko ci kër bi. Wax ak yaay bi xamal ko ne yow si condition bi nga nekk ni kii moo la fa mun a génne. Ok, nuñ koo jàppale yaay bi mu ne ko nii ak nii ak nii laa fi lañ koo jàppale luy problème bi lii ak lii mooy problème bi. And then the coach comes to us, and then you intervene. The boy now is a professional footballer. Do they late training? Do they miss training? Anything lo model the call coach bi. So I guess there is this gap, bridge between the coaches and the players. Don't be scared to talk to your coaches. Don't be scared to even talk to Steve. Don't be scared to talk to Omar or anybody. Open up. Let's know your problems. Every discussion with players say, we are not a team for only playing game days. We are a family. Man muna am problem. They ma call a player or a player am problem. You have to talk to us so we can fix your problem. So we don't only engage to field, but we go beyond that. So I think Lolo Bokana is the reasons why BSD stands out and why it is special, you know. And then also then they Demalante big time, you know. Some time ago I was in Brikama for Alfu's naming ceremony. So these are activities in Amantin off the field, building ko pare. So da nga gis ne Lolo Nonu, it's more than a club. It's a big family. You know, we always cherish moments. Sometimes Coach B will call me, you know, after every game, even though it's not his responsibility. He say, look like to game be me. I will call everybody, you know, even a fan. You know, sometimes he will listen to a fan. So then I'm something the fans will come, and then 1, 2, 3 things they will have a say, you know, on what we do and what to improve. So these are the few things I think, but you know, but these are the few that I think, you know, makes BSD super special, super special. You know, sometimes players will handle the dressing room for the coaches. You know, sometimes the players will handle it for the coach. They say, coach, you know what? This is our show, and then we know exactly what we need to do. We are going to do it. And then the captain or one player will stand and talk to the players. And that is exactly how we teach these kids to be leaders and to be respectful players. You know, so I think all those things, but these are things made or makes BST that special team. Every player definitely wants to play.
Yeah, Mr. I think man personally, low name fee right now. Man's one player. I don't want to even list in the extra things you have and name ulen. Understand? I think part even to nekut football, even to job office, man management and open door policy is very, very important. You see, some corporate world, there's this thing they say people don't leave their job, they leave their bosses.
Yeah.
And you see so many people they are changing jobs, not because of the salary, because environment boom nekala. Yo, let's say I'm staff bo xamantene mi ñu éve bay ma faté fi corporate world. Boy man time mu non play, tanga ban time na 3 o'clock. Why amna boy yu nekk xamantene ñu non trainer guy. I said and 3 la day pare. Understand? Yo why yo as a coach nga ne player bu ñëwut on time 3 o'clock next game bi du play. So yow da nga bëgg ko go bay añ bi suñu baye añ bi sa ñoo train du mëna effective because dara nekk ci biir. So there are so many players yoo xamante loolu moo leen frustrate ñu bàyyi football bi because time schedule football training bi feebawul leen transportation bi feebawul leen let's say yow nga yaa ngi train let's say Manjaay kooku mu dëkk Wellingar yaa ngi ko fay salary 1000 dafa ñaan liif ñëw liggéey understand su ñëwoon on time nga ne player bu ñëw on time du play. So I think I must say I'm very much impressed. So this kind of things, especially your open door policy and man management. Because Ancelotti, I saw something. Which of the Brazilian players? I cannot record properly. Why player before them on def driving test? I think 2 weeks ago. so mu ñëw gaa ngi nekk di am añ mu ne gaa yëpp stop that he has something important to say because dafa laa ñoon player bi ndax pass nga sa driving test bi mu ne ko waa pass na mu ne gaa yi ne stop I have something important to say mu ne gaa yi ne everybody congratulations kii pass na driving test am those kind of things goes a long way waaye am na ñoo xamante ne ñu ngi nekk si team football xaalis la waaye am na ñoo xamante ne fuñ amul baane duñ fa toog.
Yeah.
And I am happy that BST Galaxy you creating that room for these young players, and in the next 4 or 5 years, I know yéen ko gis léegi waaye da ngeen ko gis si kanam. Ba pare am ngeen maa si ñoom diini booy ambiance si foofu noonu so it will help. So back to you, Jaga.
Yeah, man, before now, what we can attack, we beyond 1 hour, 1 hour 6 minutes. So maybe, and I put think correct. Maybe Omar Sofeke, I'm not there. Wala, so they dealt with.
No. One final question, please, Mr. President.
Yeah.
As a management, Angal League be the one start. I think last week or this week.
Yeah, last
you
week.
postpone ko joxuñ leen benn date bu ñu loolu naka la leen affecté as a team or as a management in BST Galaxy.
Wow, that point is a very serious one, and I want to talk about it because first and foremost, I'm not surprised. Mota, it did not affect me much per se, because we continue to. In fact, it has given us another opportunity to kind of strengthen swing team, and then players in Hamantini, Ben and Yard, as it was difficult. But more swing tolo for Hamantini, lack of venues or might affect a national league, then there's a problem. You see, in countries, they're so much serious about what we do on football. Things like this will be a national disaster. Teji, last week, I'm going to Senegalese colleague. Di ma doon laajte fan ngeen toolu seen ligue bi ma ne ko ne ñun suñu ligue bi du mën a am because dañ am nawetaan si nga xamante ne ni mu ngi on, and then Gambia amul fields fu ñoo play, and he was pretty cool. But Mr. Camara, Paxi, they have all the rights to run at their own pace, because as Gambians, for example, the federation, I will say, had a chance to closely work with these people. See how this thing nahari namatorop, because as a Gambian, this is very embarrassing to say the least, that ñun mënuñoo play football right now because of amuñ feel pour play suñu football. We had a chance to closely work with this pour ñu mëna mom, even but to mëna have a stake in the management of these parks, even though they belong to the zones. Why so gisee zones yi tey ñu am sañ ak doole ñu ne ñoom duñ déglu kenn duñ faale kenn dañ pare suñ zonal si ak suñ nawetaan bi, because of ñoom they took the initiative, they took the step pour develop seen park when it was bad. They took the initiative to standardize seen parks yi ñu def everything possible pour make sure that it comes back to the zones, because loolu moo leen amal njëriñ. Okay, why ñun as a federation, as a body that is responsible to run football in this country, these are things in dañ ko war di sóoraale. They say government is responsible for infrastructure, fine, but these are fields in Teji. Remember, we had funds for the 14 pitches. Ñun tey yi waruñoo toolu fii nii pour laajte ndax dañoo am ligue tey wala ligue ëllëg. Ñun fuñ toolu woon tey ligue bi best nangam la, and du nekkut lack of venue moko tere dem. You know, we all know Gambia, we are constrained with that, but we had a federation being a hamantene ñom they knew exactly xam nañ ne Gambia dañ am issue for football field, and then we have a chance to work with these zones to make sure ne swing calendar be does not clash with what you do, and then this is the way forward. But we failed that in the first place. We failed to do that in the first place, and lolu mo nek the affect nit right now. So how long will we continue? How long will we start to delay our national leagues because of Nawetan, because of local football? That is not taking our country anywhere, because local football comes after our national football. What if the zones say, after this Nawetan, we in fact have intercabilo, we have inter whatever. How long should we wait for those intercabilos to be done for ñu mëna play in national league? You know, so I think we need to be serious with this because league is for me quite embarrassing. There should be more reasons to delay our national championship, to delay our national league, and not Nawetan games being played across zones. That is derailing us back. Lulu does tell well about our football. It does not tell well about what we do and what we believe in development of the game. So Lulu no bokana suma gena nahari, to be honest. And when I sit and think about it, as a Gambian, it embarrasses me that the only reason that I give for the lack of or for the delay of the league is because we don't have venues. Lulu is quite embarrassing. It is quite embarrassing. As a club, it does not affect us because it has given us ample time for us to register, check, confirm that player be belegi mungfa aglegi players in hamantene henya send ITC with a release request. We still have that chance. But at the end of the day, we also have to compete. And I'm looking at the national interest here, not the BST interest, but at the national interest. TG players, you bring them then you want to gain in January. And now if the leagues did not start early, Lolo is even going to play the league. You know? So at the end of the day, anyway, just where.
Yeah. So Del, you have anything, Balanyo?
No man dal fum you know nekulo am na surprise na ni while it's painful, right? You know, a national league never stop because never delay because you know the GFF does not have a ground to play matches. It's really embarrassing, and I know not only BST but a lot of clubs will be disappointed that you know the league is not on yet because now we can win a game. But every day, you know, it's just unfortunate. Just unfortunate. Man, I'm a question to man like and I you take me because Mahalati like you know like sometimes I'm saying like stakeholders in ñom tax li yëpp di xew because these fields you bëri yoo xam ne you know Magis yang fa play wala jefe fu mu play seen match even though gars yi dañ ren play you know FIFA joxoon na leen xaalis pour gars yi defaroon fiil yi waaye unfortunately gars lu ñu war a def defuñ noonu so you know soo def lu la war leneen moo la dee jàppa si loo xam ne doo si am doole well anyway that is the
comme du ko so def da nga naan use ni yasir yasar loolu rek loolu rek.
Okay, Mr. President, thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. You know, then we get in program and then we hope to see you in another capacity as the president of the Sport Journalists Association next time, maybe next 2-3 weeks. So we hope to have you again in the program.
But we see this you are qualified. You think of that.
No, bulwari say nendego bulwari say yo lolu bulwari na handle bo nonu.
Mr. Kamara, I'm a fan. I think I enjoyed sending session with BI. I spoke with Fadera. I want to extend to my regards to Yen Yip.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
he did.
yéen a ngeen nice job. This is it. Gambian football sport. Ñëpp pause, we dialogue, and move it to the next level. So I am very, very happy and honored pour nekk fii di gërëm tamit Pali for coming up with this BT law. Moom kay jàmbaar la, you know, amul morom di ko ñaanal yéen it ñaanal leen taxawu leen bu baax a baax a baax a baax and hope to see you soon. You know,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, bro. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, viewers and listeners, see you next week, same time. Bye.